If I strip away the labels, who remains? On the surface, I'm an NITian, a title that carries weight in Indian society. I am the smart kid from my hometown who cracked JEE, the source of my parents' pride, and a statistic in the placement brochures of the future. But beneath the curated exterior, I am a collection of contradictions in flux. I am currently a bridge being built between a sheltered childhood and an unwritten adulthood. I'm not just a BTech student, I'm a vessel of potential energy waiting to be converted into kinetic. But I am also the sum of my anxieties. I am the person who pretends to understand everything in the lecture hall because I'm terrified of looking incompetent in front of my peers who seem miles ahead of me. I am, I am the imposter syndrome that whispers, "Did you get here by luck?" At my core, I'm a seeker. I am an 18-year-old trying to figure out if I actually love engineering or if I just love the validation that came with being good at physics and maths. I'm a distinct consciousness trying to separate my own voice from the cacophony of expectations set by society, my professors, and my family. I am a work in progress, currently defined more by what I'm becoming than who I am currently. I am the uncomfortable but necessary silence between the noise of my past achievements and the music of my future. It isn't just failure that worries me, it is mediocrity. My greatest fear regarding the future is the possibility of drifting. I worry that I'll get on the conveyor belt that everyone at NIT Raipur seems to be on. Attend classes, submit assignments, grind lead code, get the placement, buy the car, get married, and wake up at 40, realizing I never actually made a choice for myself. I worry that in the pursuit of stability, I will sacrifice vitality. Look at the seniors and the alumni, and while I see success, I also see a template. I worry that the volatile job market, the rise of AI, and the sheer saturation of engineers in India will turn me into a commodity rather than an innovator. I worry that despite studying at a tier 2 institute, I might not find work that means something. The looming question of what is my purpose haunts the background of every semester exam. Moreover, I worry about the loneliness of adulthood. Right now, I'm surrounded by friends in the hostel, united by shared struggles and mess food. But the future promises divergence. I worry about the day the group chat goes silent and we are all scattered across Bangalore, Hyderabad, or the US, fighting our own silent battles. I worry that the safety net I have now is temporary and the future will require strength I am not sure I have developed yet. I am terrified of climbing the ladder of success, only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. If I'm brutally honest, the answer is a resounding no. If today were my last day, I certainly wouldn't be worrying about my attendance percentage, stressing over a lab file that will likely never be read, or studying for a minor test that won't matter in 5 years. The plans I have for today, the routines of the hostel, the lectures, the scrolling through Instagram to numb the boredom, are all predicated on the assumption that I have thousands of tomorrows left. If this were the end, the architecture of my day would collapse. I wouldn't be in the library. I would be on a call with my parents, telling them things I've been too cool or busy to say. I would be sitting with my closest friends, not discussing coding or internships, but laughing about the absurdity of our existence. I would walk out of the campus gates and just breathe, feeling the air of Raipur without the filter of academic pressure. This question exposes the deferred life plan I am currently living. I am trading my present happiness for a future payoff that isn't guaranteed. I am enduring today to enjoy someday. If this were my last day, I would seek connection, beauty, and raw experience. The fact that my actual plans for today involve stress, compliance, and routine highlights the massive disconnect between what my soul craves and what my degree demands. It forces me to ask, how can I bring a little bit of that last day energy into my regular Tuesday? I'm scared of being found out. There is a deep-seated fear that I'm not as competent, resilient, or intelligent as everyone thinks I am. In an environment like NIT, where everyone was a topper in their respective schools, the competition is psychological. I'm scared that I've peaked in high school and that my trajectory is now a flat line or a downward slope. I fear that my capacity to learn has been outpaced by the complexity of the world. Deeper than that, I'm scared of disappointment. Not just disappointing my parents, who have invested so much in my education, but disappointing the younger version of myself who dreamed of changing the world. I am scared that I'm slowly becoming cynical, that the system is beating the curiosity out of me. I'm also scared of vulnerability. Being 18 is a time of intense emotion, yet I feel the pressure to project strength and chill. I am terrified of admitting that I feel lonely even when I'm with people, or that I feel lost even when I have a syllabus. I'm scared that if I show my cracks, the world will break me open rather than help me heal. Ultimately, I'm scared that I might live a life that looks good on a resume but feels empty on the inside. Yes, I'm holding on to the identity of the topper. For years, my self-worth was calculated by my marks, my rank, and my ability to outperform others. Now that I'm in college where everyone is elite, that metric is failing me. I need to let go of the need to be the best in the room to feel worthy of being in the room. I'm clutching onto a high school definition of success that doesn't apply to the real world. I am also holding on to the need for certainty. I want a roadmap. I want to know exactly which internship leads to which job and which coding language guarantees a package. I am gripping this need for control so tightly that it is causing me anxiety. I need to let go of the idea that I can control the future and learn to surf the wave of uncertainty instead. Finally, I might be holding on to home, not the physical place, but the psychological safety of being a child. I'm 18, legally an adult, but part of me still wants to be taken care of. I'm holding on to the expectation that someone else, a professor, a parent, a boss, will tell me what to do. I need to let go of the passenger seat and grab the steering wheel, even if I don't know exactly where I'm driving yet. This question usually feels abstract, something old people would think about, but at 18, acknowledging that my time is finite changes the flavor of my ambition. If the end is inevitable, then the safe path loses its appeal. Why spend my time on earth optimizing for a life I don't even enjoy? Knowing I will die strips away the fear of embarrassment. It makes raising my hand in class, asking the stupid question, or confessing my feelings to someone seem much less risky. If we are all going to dust, my awkwardness today is statistically insignificant. Living with this awareness means I need to stop treating my life as a dress rehearsal. I often catch myself thinking, I'll start living for real once I get placed, or I'll be happy once I graduate. That is the trap. The now, this humid afternoon in Raipur, this confusing lecture, this laughter in the canteen, is the only life I actually possess. So, I will with urgency, but not haste. I want to devour knowledge because I'm curious, not just because it's on the syllabus. I want to forgive quickly because grudges are a waste of a heartbeat. I want to separate the urgent from the important. I will refuse to be a zombie walking through a curriculum. I will choose to be alive in every mundane moment, finding the miracle in the fact that I am a collection of atoms capable of asking, why am I here? I need to change my relationship with failure. Currently, I view failure as a verdict, a statement on my character. If I score low, I feel I am low. I need to shift this mindset to view failure as feedback, nothing more. I need to stop catastrophizing every small setback. A bad midsummer exam does not equal a ruined career, and a rejected internship application does not mean I am unemployable. I need to develop the thick skin of a professional, not the fragile ego of a former school topper. I also need to change my digital habits. I'm losing my life. to the scroll. I numb my anxiety with dopamine hits from Instagram and YouTube, which leaves me feeling more drained and less connected to my own thoughts. I need to reclaim my attention span. I need to learn how to be bored again, because it is in those moments of boredom that actual creativity and problem solving happen. Most importantly, I need to change my self talk. I am my own harshest critic. The voice in my head says things to me that I would never dream of saying to a friend. You're lazy, behind, you're not good enough. I need to learn to parent myself with kindness. I need to realize that discipline can come from self love. Like, I will study because I respect my future, rather than self loathing. Like, I must study because I'm currently inadequate. At 18, my ego screams that it is more important to be loved. I crave the validation. I want to be popular in college, I want to be admired for my skills, and I want to be desired romantically. Being loved feels like safety. It feels like proof that I matter. It is a passive state where I am the recipient of value. It feels good, but it is fragile because it depends entirely on the whims of others. If their opinion changes, my self worth collapses. However, as I mature, I'm realizing that it is actually important to love. To love is an active verb. It requires courage. It means caring for my friends even when they are being difficult, respecting my parents even when we disagree, and loving my work even when it gets hard. The capacity to love, to project care outward, is the only thing that is truly mine. No one can take away my ability to be kind or affectionate. If I focus only on being loved, I will become a chameleon, constantly changing my colors to please the crowd at NIT. I will lose myself. But if I focus on loving, on being a good friend, a passionate student, a caring son, I become solid. To love is to be vulnerable, yes, but it is also the only path to a genuine connection. Being loved is a vanity metric. Loving is the metric of a soul. You can survive without being loved by everyone, but you cannot truly live without loving something or someone deeply. This is a chilling question. I'm surrounded by people. My phone is full of contacts. The hostel corridor is noisy with banter. And I have friends I sit with in every class. We share memes, notes, and complaints about the mess food. But if I strip away the convenience of proximity, the number shrinks drastically. If I were in a genuine crisis, not just I need 500 rupees, but I am broken and I don't know how to survive, who would pick up the call at 3 a.m.? The honest answer is maybe two, maybe three. That is a generous estimate. Most of the people I call friends right now are actually associates of circumstance. We are friends because we are in the same batch, facing the same enemies. That is, exams and boredom. Once we graduate, 90% of these connections will dissolve into either texts of happy birthday once a year, and that's okay. I'm learning that trust isn't about volume, it's about depth. The friends I would trust my life are the ones who have seen me ugly, crying, failing, or being irrational, and stayed. They are the ones who don't just celebrate my victories, but sit with me in the mud of my defeats. Realizing the circle is small doesn't make me lonely, it makes me protective. I need to invest heavily in those two or three people rather than spreading myself thinly trying to please the other 50. It's easy to look for a famous role model or a brilliant professor, but the truth is closer to home. The greatest impact on my life has come from my parents, but in a complicated way. They are the architects of my foundation. Their sacrifices, the money saved, the desires suppressed, are the reason I'm sitting in an NIT classroom today. Their belief in me is the fuel I burn every day. However, their impact is also the source of my heaviest burden: expectation. The definition of success has become the default setting in my brain, and I'm struggling to see where their dreams end and mine begin. Their impact is a double-edged sword. It gives me a massive head start in life, but it also creates a fear of letting them down that paralyzes me sometimes. There is also a second silent impact: the ghost of my potential, the version of me that could exist, the vague idea of the engineer slash innovator slash leader I am supposed to become. creates a magnetic pull. Every decision I make is influenced by this future self. I'm constantly negotiating with this ghost, trying to become him without losing the joy of being who I am right now. So the greatest impact is a tug of war between the history written by my parents and the future demanded by my potential. Thank you.